Welcome back again to the XL Arena here at London 2012. We are about to witness the second quarter-final of the men's sitting volleyball between Russia and Brazil. If it is half as good as the opening quarter-final that we've just witnessed between China and Germany, well, you are in for a treat. The favourites are the Russians. 3 wins in their group games. Brazil 2 wins and 2 draws. Ferocious attempt there from Lavrinovic, the Russian number 9, but the first point goes the way of the Brazil. That last quarter-final, it just finished. It went to the full 5 sets. Don't be surprised if this is the same. Russian equaliser, the wonderfully named Wellington Platini with the serve, but Lavrinovic with the spike, and now it's 1 apiece and Lavrinovic to serve. Renate. Done by the Brazilians. They beat Rwanda and China in the group, but they lost to Bosnia and Iran. That's a Russian point. Infringement there by the Brazilians. The Russians, by contrast, they beat Great Britain, Egypt and Morocco. Their only defeat was to Germany, but it was by 3 sets to 2, and they lost 15-13 in the final set. So that's an indication of the strength of the Russians, but it's Brazil who've taken the early lead thanks to that wayward serve. And another point for the Brazilians, a terrific block there from Anderson Ribas. He's a minimal disability player. Milenin went for power there, the Russian number 3. Now Gordienko, Dmitry Gordienko. Makes it Russia 3, Brazil 4. Milenin to serve. Great recovery. 4 touches, that's allowed because the first one was a block. And that's another block from Russia's Gordienko, but ball then rebounds towards the crowd, and Brazil lead by 5 points to 3. Anderson Ribas with the number 12, easily the tallest player on either side. That was wild. But it got a touch. It got a touch. So Brazil out into a 6-3 lead. Team average of the reach, the highest spike for Brazil is 145. But Anderson Ribas has a reach of 170 centimetres. And Brazil have started very, very well in this quarter-final. Volkov can't get that ball back over the net. Savicev with the spike initially. He's the tallest player on the Russian team. And another Brazilian point. And they are out at 8-3 now. And a timeout called. And just like the Chinese caught the Germans napping in the first quarter-final, so too the Brazilians with Russia. And Russia with a little bit of work to do. Viktor Diakov, their coach, Look at the size there of Anderson. He's the top-ranked Brazilian individually, 12th after the group stages, but the Russians have 1 and 2. Melanin and Savichev. It's Giba, though, to serve now for Brazil, who lead 8-3. Very powerful spike there from Victor Melanin. '57 spikes in qualifying, 11 blocks and 3 ace serves. Good block from Anderson. Savichev with the first spike, and then the Russian number 9, Lavrinovich, who claims that there was a touch as the ball drifts out, but it's a Brazilian point again. (9-4) Brazil becomes 9-5. Savichev. Fearsome shot there. Brazil straight away restore their 5-point advantage. A good start from the Brazilians. Brazil's point. At 7 feet, Anderson seems to fill about half the court. Renato instrumental in that point, though. Anderson to serve. Well, that was interesting, because that was called in by the line judge. Called in by the line judge, but the referee says no, and the point goes to Russia. Your scoreboard temporarily was wrong there. Said 12-5, but it was interesting, that difference of opinion between the officials. Everyone's in agreement there, though, that that is a Brazilian point. Neat little tip there from Melanin. It's a Russian serve. Lavrinovich. A Brazilian point. That's their number 1, Lorenzo, Gilberto Lorenzo, off the top of the net. Very neatly done. Savichev makes it 13-8. The Russians have serve again. Still trailing here by 5. Hasn't been the best of starts. Make that 6. Melanin's deft little flick. Returned straight back to him by Gilberto Lorenzo. Another point for Brazil as Melanin just lifts his body off the ground. another point to Brazil. Gilberto Lourenço Giba, as it says on his shirt, wins that point. It's 16-8 to the Brazilians. What a start they have made. Diakov trying to get his point across to the Russian side, who haven't started this match at all well. Brazilian serve, but a Russian point. Captain Sergei Yakunin, who's just come on to the court. They're still trailing by 7, first to 25 in this set. Just out. Point for the Russians. Savichev, a very important touch there. That's out. Another point to the Russians. Wild swipe there from Anderson. And Brazil, not unexpectedly, with Russia appearing to get back onto the front foot, even though they trail on the scoreboard. Call a timeout now, Brazil. Russia's serve, they're just creeping back into this game now. That ball given short shrift by Anderson Ribas. And now the margin back out to 5, and Brazil have the serve with Giba. Savichev again proving himself to be an important member, very important member of this Russian side. Very little the Brazilians could do about that. Gordienko serves. Good return. And point one against the odds by the Russians. Trail by 3 now. With serve. Nice touch from Wellington Platini. Just put the ball between 2 Russians there. So the lead back out to 4, and Brazil closing in on the first set, just 7 points to the 25 that they need. Great block. Wellington Platini again. You can block as cleanly as that. There's very little your opponents can do. Melanin couldn't reach that. And Savicev misses the ball completely there, and another point to the Brazilians. They are within 5 now of taking this set. Didio to serve. Won't reach that. The Brazilian number 7 Camargo, Rogério Camargo. So 20 plays 15. Another point to the Brazilians. This time Daniel Silva with the spike. Well, it went out, but it was touched. Brazil just edging their way closer to 25. Beautiful set. Very clever that from Wellington Platini. Yeah, got a Russian touch that. So 2 to take the first set. Yeah, clearly off the right hand there of Lavrinovic. And now set point to Brazil after a tremendous rally. The Brazilians prevail once more. It's a timeout called by Russia. Looks a forlorn prospect for them for this first set at least. 24-16. Set points then in the bag for the Brazilians who serve here. But that will be a Russian point. Melanin's spike flicks off a Brazilian hand. Lavrinovic with the serve. Another point for the Russians. Edging their way back, but I think they probably left it too late in this set So third set point for the Brazilians, and it's third time lucky as Gilberto Lourenço with the spike, and Brazil win the opening set. Something of a surprise against the fancied Russians by 25 points to 18. So first set to Brazil by 25 points to 18. Can Russia respond? Well, they've certainly won the first point because that serve from Wellington Platini was way overhit. And another Russian point. Spike from Budienko. Captain Renato Leite got something on that, and there's a touch there. So Brazil have got a point back, and the serve, they trail by 2 points to 1. Early stages of this second set. Sergei Yakunin having words with the official. He's allowed to do that. He is the team captain. He got his point across, but the official was unmoved. That's a good point from Russia. Melanin just flicking the ball back over the net. It was a really good serve, that. Did well to dig that one out. Kartichev serves. Brazil's point. Intricate stuff at the net, but it's long from Brazil, so Russia into a 4-2 lead in this second period. Brazil, as you can see, took the first set. It's out. No touch. Anderson just pokes it towards the back of the court. Brazilians keep the ball alive. And they knock it off one of the Russian players and out it goes, so Brazil's point. Good block from Russia. Gordienko then with the serve for the Russians, who've started this second set much better. And that wasn't the easiest of shots for Russia to regather, but that's a superb spike there from the Russian number 12, Alexander Savichev. Gordienko to serve again. Good block by the Brazilians. And put out by Savichev. Pat on the back from his teammate Kartashev. Giovanni De Freitas, Didio to serve for the Brazilians. Great block. I think it was Wellington's block mainly, but there were three of them at the net there. And infringement by Russia, and another point to Brazil. Brings them back to within one of the Russians. And they took the first set. Didio to serve again. Good touch from Savichev. Timeout called. Russia leading 8-6. Thanks to that little flick from Savichev on that last play. Nice to see so many young faces here at London 2012. Brazil 25, Russia 18 in the first set, but it's the Russians who are leading in the second. Captain Yakinen to serve. Another Russian point, that was out. And out again, so another point to the Russians. One or two appeals from the Brazilians. This the quarterfinal between Russia and Brazil, with the winners to play, the winners of the Great Britain-Iran match. And in fact, the judges have reversed that ruling, decided that there was a touch and Brazil have been awarded the point. Good scramble there from the Russians. Good block by the Brazilians. And Savicev sees his spike expertly blocked there by Renato. It wasn't Renato, it was Silva in the end. Brazil trailing just by 1 now in this second period. Now it's 9 apiece. Lifting the torso off the ground as they took that shot, as the call there. So 9-9. Brazil's point again, and they're into the lead. And another point to the Brazilians. So it's all falling apart now here for Russia. Shot from Lavrinovic, but good blocking again by those Brazilians at the net. This time Russia win a point back. Very tight second set. Savicev with the serve. Lifting again, so 11 apiece. Savicev to serve once more. No quarter being asked or given in this quarter-final. That's a double touch there. Serve from Savicev, and now Russia ease back into the lead by 12 points to 11. Point for Brazil. And the Brazilians very quickly call a timeout. They want to put a halt to this succession of points now from Russia that has seen them ease into a 13 points to 11 lead. So still Savicev serving, and another point for Russia. Finally Brazil and the run of serves from Alexander Savicev with a point back. Lavrinovic to serve. 3 the lead for Russia in this second set. Got a touch. It was a long way out. Shiba's shot, but it took a touch off the Russians. And Brazil closed the gap back to 2. There's a poor serve that. Daniel Silva serving directly into the net. Now another timeout has been called. And Russia on top, but not by much in this second period. So Russia resume the serves at 16-13. Kartashev. It was a good serve, that. A lot of difficulty there for Anderson Ribas. That's Brazil's point. Brazilians can't afford just to trade points here, though. They've got to get a run of winning points themselves, and that is Russia's. Dmitry Gordienko there, you can see number 7 winning that point for the Russians. And 7 more points, Russia, for the second set. That's one of them. This is interesting. What we heard from the Taino announcer there as Russia win another point, that Anderson Ribas stepped out of the team. He is one of the minimal disability players in the Brazilian squad. You can have as many as you want in the squad, but you can only have one on the court at any one time. So Levi Cesar Gomez, man with Levi on his back, is now the minimal disability player. The interesting thing for Russia, as a timeout is called, is that they only have one minimal disability player, Kartashev, in their lineup. They haven't used him yet, but Russia also have the libero in their squad, Sergei Pozdiv. Brazil, like Germany in the last game, operating without a libero in the squad. You don't have to have one, they are specialist defensive players. And interestingly, different tactics for different nations at London 2012. Russia to serve then in the second quarter-final. 2014 they lead, but a set down. It's a Russian point. Platini shot wide of the sideline. Another point point to the Russians. Takes them to within 3 of the second set. A great block there from Gordienko, the number 7. They're starting to really show their ability here now, the Russians, after a very dodgy first set as far as they were concerned. Savichev, good recovery. It's another point to the Russians. And now set points, and lots of them for Russia at 24-14. Block that. It was a great smash from Savichev. Shiba felt that, but he has saved a set point. Still lots in hand though for the Russians. Surely they are certain to take this set. And they've done it. 25-15 to Russia, the second set, and they've started to establish their credentials there. They've shown their class in that second period, the way they eased away from the Brazilians. So 25-18 to Brazil in the first set, 25-15 to Russia in the second. It's all square at a set apiece. Into the third set then, with the scores tied at 1 set all, Russia and Brazil in this quarterfinal, second quarterfinal of the men's sitting volleyball. Savichev to serve for Russia. Clean ace, superb serve. And another ace. Well, you may remember that when he served in the second set, a run of points on the Savicev serve. And again, well, there's no answer at the moment to the serve of Alexander Savicev. 6 aces to 0 now. And that's another Russian point. And a timeout called by the Brazilians. Brazilians touch the net there. And we're back with the Savicev serve. That was nearly a 5th point on his serve. There was a touch, and that is a 5th point to the Russians. Dug the ball out there, the Brazilians, so still alive this point. 5-0 though, Russia lead. And another point to the Russians. 6-0 they lead in this 3rd set. Well, they are running away with this. The Brazilians seemingly have no answer. I'll have a sore hand and arm in a minute, Savicev, with all these powerful serves. Had to make that, it was just drifting in. Well, he did well to reach that Gordienko, but his return drifted out, and at last the Brazilians have ended Savicev's serve. That took a touch. Shiba's spike took a touch off the number 9 there, Lavrinovic. Another point for the Brazilians. A long way behind in this 3rd set. Now 8-2 to Russia.
Shiba, tem que gritar e os outros têm que gritar junto, não adianta só ele gritar não.
Well, it's a Russian serve. They won't have to contend, the Brazilians, with Savicev. This time it's Lavrinovic. Outcome's the same though. It's a Russian point. There's a block from Gordienko, but off the net and just out. Daniel Silva to serve. Serves long. 10-3 Russia. Kartashev with the serve, and that's out as well. So 11-3 to the Russians. Another Russian point for 12-3. They're starting to assert their class, aren't they, the Russians here? And another timeout has been called by the Brazilians in an attempt to stem the tide. Brazil have used both their timeouts in this set. Kartashev serves. 12-3 the score. Savicev does well to reach that. That's a great spike from Daniel Silva. It's a rare point in this set for the Brazilians. The Brazilians. Take a little bit of encouragement, faint encouragement from this. Gordienko with a very, very powerful spike, and the block never got back over the net, so Russia's serve. Victor Melinin. Anderson didn't really need to lift his body there, but he did. And now that is wide, so it's 15-5 to Russia. Anderson not having the best few minutes there for the Brazilians, so Levi Cesar Gomez replaces him as the minimal disability player for the Brazilians. Over the net, Shiba there. 16-5 now, the Russians lead as they call a timeout.
Começamos a... Ah, não, é isso aqui. botar a culpa no outro cara, não. Vai só.
Melinin to serve, 16-5 the Russians lead. It's a wonderful shot from Živa. Need a few more of them, the Brazilians. Serve straight into the net though. Someone does all that good work. Gordienko serving from very deep, almost a let. Officials allow play to continue. Ball returned just out of the court, just to the right of that white line. So Brazil's point, 7-17. And Levi, the minimal disability player who's on court at the moment for the Brazilians. Clever little prod. Another point for Brazil. Daniel Silva pushed the ball, actually just push it onto the ground and just above the net. There's a comeback of sorts from Brazil. They've left it late here. 17-9 they trail. Just long. Captain Sergei Yukinin going for length, just getting his bearings wrong. So Levi to serve for Brazil. 18-10. And another point for the Brazilians. Russian lead not so commanding now, although one would suspect it's commanding enough in this set. 18-11. Over the net there, Savachev. Well, they're in cruise control about 3 minutes ago, the Russians. Succession of points from the Brazilians. That's a good shot. Very cleverly done by the Russian 9, Andrei Lavrinovich. Good serve. This is where Brazil had all the problems earlier in this set when this fella's serving, Savicev. Well, they did well to keep it alive for so long there, the Brazilians, but in the end, the Russians win the point. Point back for Brazil, Wellington Platini. That's a great shot from Russia's number 3, Victor Melanin. And they are now just 2 points away from taking this third set and taking a 2-1 lead. It was a good serve from Lavrinovic, but in the end, it's Gilberto Lourenço who wins the point for the Brazilians. Smart play at the net. Another point to Brazil, this time Kartashev holds his hand up, the number 5 in acknowledgement of his mistake. Daniel to serve for Brazil. Russia's point, and now they have set points here. Lost the first set 25-18. Won the second to 15. Well, they're about to win the third by the same margin. Oh, they are. They are 25-15 to Russia, the third set. So the tide has turned after that surprise first set to Brazil. Russia have turned it around. 2 successive sets, 25-15 apiece, and they lead their second quarter-final in the men's sitting volleyball by 2 sets to 1. Fourth set then, Brazil to get us underway. They're trailing now, as Russia have turned this around. They're trailing by 2-1. Brazilian hand quite clearly creeping over the net there by some distance. And first point to Russia. Lavrinovic serves. Terrific recovery in that point from the Russians. Gordienko with the spike. They've raced into a 3-0 lead here on Lavrinovic's serve. Point back though for the Brazilians. Anderson back on court. Brazilian touch there. Russia are starting to look ominous. The touch, despite his protestations, was from number 9, Wellington. That was out. It was delicately done. It was a great set with Spike. Or I should say it was a great set. And then you can see well out. There's no question of any Brazilian needing to play about that. Off comes Didio, Giovanni De Freitas, and Wesley Oliveira on for the Brazilians. Trailing 2-4, fourth set. That's Russia's point. Recovery there from Brazil. Down 5-3. The giant Anderson, 7 feet tall, to serve for the Brazilians. Well, that was very clever from Savicev, because 9 times out of 10 he would absolutely smash that. Very deft. Gordienko's serve from deep. The Brazilian coach, Fernando Lages Guimarães, called that. And he called it right. See, they stand pretty close to the court. There's the Brazilian coach. 6-4 to Russia. Make that 7. Lavrinovic. The winning shot there. Shot again from Kartashev. 8-5 to Russia. First time out of the fourth set. Russia 8-5 up in the fourth set and leading by 2-1. Russia resume. Alexander Savichev to serve. And Brazil will be very, very pleased to have won that point, because all the problems they have had in sets 2 and 3 on the Savichev serve, and this time they've got him first point. And they're still very much in this game, the Brazilians. Just 2 points behind. No touch. No touch by a Brazilian there. Bit of kidology there from Melanin. Brazil close to within one. A double touch there. With the serve. Good block, gives them a chance to win the point. That's Russia's point. It's 10-7 Russia. Giva gets a point back for the Brazilians, the winners of this match. We'll play the winners of the game between Great Britain and Iran, which is tonight. And another point for the Brazilians. They're just one behind in this fourth set now. Anderson with the winner. It was blocked, but the block went out. Winner from Melanin, Victor Melanin. Good block. Point won by the Brazilians. 12-10 they trail on their serve. To mention Great Britain, Iran tonight at 9. The third quarterfinal before that is this afternoon. Egypt and Bosnia-Herzegovina. That's this afternoon, London time, 2 p.m. Another Brazilian point, so they are cutting away at this Russian lead in the fourth set. This crowd have seen one 5-setter already today. And from their reaction, they wouldn't mind Brazil taking this set and seeing another. And now it's 12 apiece. Finally, Russia get a point back to restore their lead. My word, they needed that. And neck and neck still at 13 apiece. Terrific rally this. 13 all in the fourth. Brazil scramble. Savicev with the spike. What a block! What a block! Daniel Silva, Brazil's number 5. As timeout is called by the Russians, and they are trailing in this fourth set, but only by 1. Back on court after the timeout, and Brazil have just eased into that 1-point lead after making a poor start to this fourth set, so every credit to the underdogs in this match. It's a Brazilian point as well. 2 touches there. Anderson's serve opens up a 15-13 lead. Are we going to 5 sets again? Oh, that was clever. Clever again from Alexander Savicev. Shot from Renato. Lots and lots of power on that. And now 16-14 as another timeout called. Back out after the time out. 16-14 Brazil lead. 2-1 though in the Russians' favour. Good rally this, and then the smash is out from Anderson. So Russia with serve, trailed by 1, 16-15. We're overrunning here because we had that 5-setter earlier, and this has gone to 4 already and still counting. So news of the 7-a-side football in just a moment as we see Brazil win that point and open up a 2-point lead again. 17-15. It's the 7-a-side football match between Iran and Russia, scheduled on Paralympic Sport TV 2, will follow. We are delaying that though as Brazil win another point. So the 7-a-side football follows Iran-Russia. At the moment we're staying with this, Brazil-Russia. Brazil here deserve a lot of credit, could easily have wilted. Shot from Savicev. I thought the Brazilians were about to wilt as well at the start of this 4th set. Every credit to them for sticking at it. They still have the lead. You can see that Russia have got Sergei Pozdiv, their libero, on. He's the guy not in the red shirt, the one in the white shirt. Specialist defensive player, and you can see the excellent defensive block he made there. And another time out called. He's not allowed to play any attacking shots, Pozdiv. Other than that, same rules apply to the libero. Brazil haven't included one on their roster. Neither did Germany in the first quarter-final. So Savicev, whose serves have caused problems. And Russia level. Vrinovic, the number 9, with the successful spike. Well set there by Milanen. Just long. Went for broke there, Savicev. Didn't pay off. Brazil edge into a 19-18 lead. Very clever, that from the Brazilians. Renato Leite, their captain, just shuffling along the back of the court, serving from the left-hand side, and serving before the defense of Russia was properly set. 21-18 now, Brazil lead. It looks like we're going to another 5-setter. Timeout called by the Russians. Seven-a-side football follows on Paralympic Sport TV2. For now, though, second quarter-final of the sitting volleyball. 21-18, the Brazilians lead. 22-18 now. It looks more and more as if this is going to a second consecutive five-setter. But Russia have something to say about that as they withdraw the libero. Sergei Pozdiv comes off. Brazil 3 from tying it up at 2 sets all. What a shot that was from Anderson. How hard did he hit that? Now Brazil need 2, 23-19. Substitution being made. The captain, Yakunin, coming off. Volkov replacing him. They have set points here, Brazil. What a great response this has been from the Brazilians. And they've done it. 25-19. 25-19, Brazil have squared it up at 2 apiece, and we go to a 5th and final set again in the quarterfinals. Well, a great deal of credit must go to their coach, Fernando Largues Guimarães, and also the Brazilian players who have very much stuck to their task here. 2-2, 5th set to come. Seven-a-side football will follow that 5th set on Paralympic Sport TV2. So as if the drama wasn't enough this morning, in that first quarter-final, going to 5 sets. This second quarter-final has also gone the distance. Brazil won the first set. Russia stormed back. I have to say I wouldn't have fancied Brazil's chances in that 4th set. But every credit to them. 25-19 they won it. And now it's the first of 15 for a place in the semi-finals. And a chance to meet either Great Britain or Iran. First point to the Russians. That's a splendid block there. And a second point to Russia. And again, it's the serve of Savicic. And he tried the trick, Savicev, a 3rd time, and this time it didn't come off. Important point now. 2-1 isn't half as bad as 3-0 might have done. Brazil going toe-to-toe with the Russians here. Victor Melanin. Very, very powerful. The touch from Wellington Platini, and another point to the Russians. It's 4-1 now. You've got to be careful here, Brazil. Lavrinovic to serve, can easily run away from you in these short sets. And a 5th point to Russia. And a timeout called by Brazil, and no surprise that. There's no real long rallies in those 6 points. They have all been quick-fire points. We've no sooner started than Russia are a 1/3 of the way to their tally, a 1/3 of the way to the 15. They lead 5-1. Lavrinovic then with the serve. And it was out. It was out from Daniel Silva. Well, that should have been Brazil's point, but just too long. It's 6-1 now to Russia. And now it's 7-1 to Russia. Melanin. Well, they worked so hard in that 4th set. But now it's all drifting away from Brazil. Because that is out as well. And there was no touch there from a Russian. That was the call from the officials. I agree, I couldn't see a touch there either. No, that missed everybody. So the team's swap ends. 8 points, and they swap ends. And Andrei Lavrinovic, the Russian number 9, will serve, with Russia in command in this final set at 8-1. Sense now it is going to be Russia's day. They've had experience of losing a 5-setter in qualifying, lost to Germany 3-2. Heartbreakingly, lost 15-13 in the final set. But it doesn't matter so much in qualification, this is where it counts. This is knockout volleyball. And it's now 10-1. Timeout called. Well, that was inch perfect, that serve from Lavrinovic. Clips the top of the net and went over. Brazil out of timeouts now. Russia, the way things are going, unlikely to use one in this set. Lavrinovic again to serve. 10-1. Super block from Kartashev, the minimal disability player, the number 5 for Russia. Only 23. And at last, Brazil get a point and a little bit of heart. Wellington serves. That was very wild from Dmitry Gordienko. Wesley Oliveira, well, the tallest of the Brazilian players, comes onto court. Brazil to serve, but 3-11 down. Flurry of points for Brazil. Russia not under pressure really yet, but a few more points and they might start to feel the heat. That's a Russian point now. Three from victory now, Russia. Set up for Anderson Ribas. And Brazil win the point because of the touch from the Russian players. Anderson with that great reach. And now the 7-footer serves. Just palmed into the net, very weakly that from Dmitry Gordienko. I don't know what he was trying to do. Didn't get enough on that. Good block. Point still alive. Good recovery. Splendid point, this. Oh! Brilliant recovery. And Brazil win the point, and it's 7-12. And maybe, just maybe, Maybe Russia will call the timeout. Magical point though, point of the match in what has been a thrilling 5-setter. Oh, and this time Russia do make the point. Victor Melanin wins the point for the Russians, and now it's 13-7. But Yakinin, the captain, couldn't make that. And Brazil, through Renato Leite, their captain, have pulled it up back again. They're 5 behind. Remember, Russia only need 2, though, in this final set. Match point now to Russia. Poor serve. And from deep, it's Gordienko for Russia. Puts it towards the back of the court, where Anderson lurks. Savichev. Savichev again. That hit the floor. It's a point for Russia. They have won it. Russia have won it 15 points to 8 in the 5th and final set. What a match, and what a morning we've had at the XL in the sitting volleyball. 2 magnificent quarterfinals. They've both gone the distance. Brazil, against the odds, winning the first set. Russia stormed back, took sets 2 and 3. Brazil weren't done, 25-19 to them in the 4th. But the Russians showed, I think, just their extra class in that last short set, up to 15. They've won 15-8. So Brazil go out and Russia advance to a semi-final against either the host Great Britain or Iran. I hope very much you've enjoyed the action this morning from the XL. It really has been terrific stuff. Apologise if you're waiting for the 7-a-side football between Iran and Russia on Paralympic Sport TV 2. That has been delayed by the fact we've been to 5 sets on both of these quarterfinals, but that will follow now.